All right, so we're going to talk through a case study here, and this is based on a client of mine. And when we first sat down and talked, the discussion was not how can we change real estate investment strategies. The discussion was how do we change the flow of the money and what happens when we do. And so at the time we met, he was in small town Midwest in a college town buying up single family properties, about $50,000 to $75,000 a piece, and was paying cash for them. What he was doing was putting the free cash flow from the rental properties in a savings account, and then as he would have enough, he would go out and pay cash for another property. Great strategy. Why not? He had a day job, so he didn't need the income right now. He's really stacking to provide retirement income later. Okay, so he was putting away about $36,000 a year. So we said, hey, what's that look like if we, instead of putting that in a savings account, we put it into a policy? Now, a lot of numbers you're going to see here on the screen, but don't get hung up on the numbers. Don't even get hung up on the number of zeros and say to yourself, oh, I can never do that much, or that's not very much, or whatever, right? Don't get hung up on the number of zeros. I want you to understand how this works and understand how it's structured, what we can do with it, and how compounding plays a huge role in what we're doing. Okay, so you can see the red box here. He has $36,000 a year he's going to be putting into a policy. And then cash value, remember, we can borrow against. So year one for any policy is always your greatest loss of access. You can't get out as much as you're putting in. And then the growth really starts year 2, 3, 4. All right, so in his case, we're actually going to look way over here on the right-hand side, because that's the cash value with dividends, and we want to show those because those are almost always there. Okay, we can't promise dividends because dividends are profits. But in the case of what you see here on the screen, this carrier, they've never not paid a dividend in 100 plus years. So we know with confidence we're going to see some dividends. All right. So anyway, $36,000 a year, and then you can see after 10 years we're going to reduce premiums down to $12,000 a year from there. You can see this cash value, total cash value, cumulative, growing year over year over year over year. You'll see like 10 years in, he's got 360 in, 368 accessible. 20 years in, 480 in throughout his entire life, 662 accessible, plus the death benefit on the far right, which we're not even talking about right now. Well, we built out a spreadsheet just to show it, kind of what's it look like in practice. Okay, what's this look like? Now I'm going to show you a few things. So first thing we're going to do is we're funding our policy. That's this annual premium column here, just to the left of center. That's 36 a year, you see that. And then the cash value column over here on the right. Well, he's only got 22, 23 and change on the right. So not enough to do anything with. Well, then that's year one. Now year two, he's going to fund his policy year two, but he has enough in there now because he's put 2 years of 36 in anyway. And he can borrow against his policy. So he's going to borrow 50 out and go pay cash for another property. We'll call this property number one. Now he's the banker, so to speak. He has loaned his real estate investment business the money. So he's going to charge it an interest rate and recapture the interest it's costing him inside of his policy, which is 4%. So he's going to charge himself 4%, set himself up with a 20-year amortized loan. That monthly payment is $303 a month. So every month, via rental income, he's going to pay himself $303 a month back. So he can recapture that dollar over time. Okay, premium in, $50,000 borrowed against it, buy a property, set up a repayment plan with himself, pay himself back. Okay, that's year two. Year three, put 36 in and not quite enough to borrow against it. But year four, this is year three up here. We've got 39,000 and change. Year four, we put 36 in. We had enough in there, we could take 50 out. And we buy property number two. Set himself up with the same year. We just said, hey, set yourself up with the same payment just for calculation. We don't know he can charge himself whatever he wants. He's going to amortize 4%, 20-year AM loan. That's $303 a month again. So that's why you see the payments double, because now he's two properties paying $303 a month here. He still has $22,000 sitting in there that he could use for something else. But the point of this one in particular is buying more real estate. Well, something interesting happens here. We skipped year one, we skipped year three because we didn't have enough cash value. Year four, we put 36 in, we got 50 out. But now because the compounding has really set in, year five, look what happens. We go to year five, he puts 36 in, he can get 50 out. And he goes and buys property number three. Same payment, so you see another 303 payment come in there at the bottom. Let's go to year 6. Year 6, he put 36 in, he can get 50 out again. He's not skipping years anymore. The compounding growth of the policy is now such that every 36 in, he has more than 50 he can get out. So he bought property number 4 here in year 6, and he bought and is paying himself 4% 20-year AM loan. And then fast forward, this is year 7, he can do it again. Year 8, he can do it again. Year 9, you can do it again. Year 10, you can do it again. You understand what's going on? So now, remember on the first slide of this I showed you, we dropped premiums, premium amounts we're paying in after 10 years. That's this person and his strategy. We could structure it for anybody. We could do it 5 years before we drop it, 7 years, 10 years, 15, 20, whatever you want. So that's not a hard and fast rule. We just wanted to see, okay, if we stop funding it after 10 years so much and reduce premiums, what does that still do for us? He's bought 8 properties over 10 years, okay? And then we stop. We reduce premiums. You see premiums dropped $12,000 a year right here. We're not going to take any more loans just to show what happens to the cash value growth. 8 properties at $303 a month is $27.27 a month that he is repaying back to himself. And every dollar paid back is there to be used again on something else. Plus, above and beyond that, you've got your cash value growth that was happening anyway. So on the far right, you see his cumulative cash value growth inside of that policy month over month. By 12 years in, he's got $104,000 left sitting in there, plus the loan that's still out on the 8 properties because he hasn't paid them off yet. So we're capturing that $27.27 a month plus cash value growth. Well, let's fast forward a couple of years. 17 years in, he's paying $12,000 in premiums. He's got a gross $561 in there, net $350,000 or so in there because of the outstanding loan still. But look at the growth. From year 16 to 17, he only paid $12,000 in premiums. The cash value grew $36,000 that year, which is not taxable income, by the way, because it is policy growth. The money stays inside the policy. You borrow against the policy. It's a policy loan, and the IRS does not tax on loans. So between the cash value growth and the cash value recapturing of your $27.27 a month, you've got an increase of $52,000 that 1 year. And then you can keep using it over and over and over again. Look at the cash value on the far right, $300,000, $350,000. Okay? That's a good growth on my money. Now, you've got your money growing inside your policy, and you've got the money out making you money or saving you money. So your money is growing in 2 places at once. And that's just one example on how someone is using it for buy and holds, buying rental properties. Add a 0, take away a 0, whatever works for you. Just fundamentally understand this is the potential that can happen with this kind of vehicle.